Hey guys, this video we're going to take a look at this air filter from A-Team. This is their 14-inch by 2-inch air filter, and you can see this lower one is an Edelbrock 3-inch air filter, but also 14-inch in diameter. So the main reason anyone would go with one of these skinny ones is for hood clearance issues, which I have. So this is the A-Team filter, actually both of them, but we're specifically looking at this A-Team one. It's a reusable filter. In theory, it would last as long as your car does, so that's one nice thing. It's an upgrade over like a paper filter. The most common size is a 3-inch filter. This is definitely like an anomaly or something that you got to kind of go out of your way to look for. If we look at the Corvette here, I can put that Edelbrock filter, the base plate, and the regular air filter on the carburetor and shut the hood just fine. But once I add the top plate, it hits the hood, can't close it. Obviously, that is less than ideal. So we're testing out a 2-inch filter, which I think, given our circumstances of it shutting without the top plate, will give us that extra room to be able to close the hood. Also, my Edelbrock filter that I'm using with this, it's a top sucker because everyone wants a top sucker. So I think we'll get good airflow coming there. But you can see how it's kind of at a point. It's not flat at the top. If things still don't fit, I'm going to switch to a top plate that is flat. This is actually for the Caprice. This is just our test period here. But let's see what happens. One other thing worth mentioning when you're looking at various air cleaners that are available. So this is the Edelbrock one that goes with, the rest of the set that I showed you. I couldn't find anything that shows what the drop is on this compared to how high it sits up here and the lip. There's drop bases. It can be no drop at all. You can get ones that are like 1.5-inch drop. And you can even get ones that are offset. Like this is okay with the HEI, we're far enough away. But with like the small block, different engines, you may be way too close right here and get an offset one that shifts you toward the front some. But my issue is a height issue. So anyway, the other option, if this doesn't work, is to find a base that has more of a drop than this. Have to measure this one and try and see something that sits lower, because on a big block, you can see I have plenty of room that this air cleaner could actually sit lower. There's no reason for it to have to sit like that. Let's put the top plate on. It is kind of difficult to find a 2-inch filter that's 14-inch diameter. Sometimes you get the 2-inch ones and it's like a 10 or 9-inch diameter, and they look really goofy because they're so undersized for any of these engines. So I think this still looks like respectable. It just looks skinny, but it's still like a full-size filter, and I really like that we'll still be able to suck from the top here. Now, I'm not going to keep this combination. Again, this is just a test. So now we just need to see if the hood will close, and what I'm going to do is actually put a little Play-Doh, make a little cross, and then do the center, just so when I shut it, I can see about how much gap do I still have. There we go. Moment of truth. Let her down. And see what happens. Well, the good news is it'll latch. Do feel some pressure though. I don't know if it's just the tension of the spring from closing it or if we're too much on the filter, but we'll pop it back open and see how much we crush that Play-Doh. Oh, we got the center. So it looks like, you can see the center one stuck underneath the hood. We didn't touch any of these at all. This one just barely touched, but that's still a good amount of gap. This got flattened. So we're still hitting with this raised center. Yeah, there's no flex to that either. Need me a flat top, but we're making progress. One last test to see how a top plate's going to sit. And the other thing is, I might have to just find a drop base that maybe has more drop, see what this one is. But here, just put this along the top to give us what flat would be here, and then spiked up our Play-Doh a little bit. We're going to close it and see. We'll take a measurement on that and give us a basic idea how much room we have underneath the hood here. Let's go back up, see how we did. Oh, that's pretty well smashed. Let's measure what we have on this little blob here. The blob is 1.5 inches, which really means we're going to have less than 1.5 inches because I'm sure this flexed some pushing down on it. So maybe inch is what we have. Really tells me is what I need to find is another base, see if I can drop it even more because there's definitely the room for it. Or cut this rim down. Is there any reason that this is as tall as it is? It may hit like the linkage and stuff. Oh yeah, looks like there's still a lot of room under there. I think I could cut that in half. Gain like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch maybe. That'll be last resort, because this doesn't even go to this car. There it is, your A-Team air filter. If you're trying to get skinny so you can fit under the hood, that's going to be your best option at 14-inch diameter. And hopefully one of these other solutions we kind of touched on will be helpful for you. Thanks for watching.